Now we're going to do a pivot. And as this show is, we talk about healing our communities, healing Washington, D.C., the planet, the country. But we also talk about healing ourselves. So the rest of the show is going to be dedicated to two different speakers talking about healing ourselves. And one is no stranger to many of you who have listened to WPFW over the years. Meir Schneider. I met Meir, maybe it's been around 15 years ago now. And we haven't had him on for a while, but for those of you who don't know, Meir Schneider healed himself from congenital blindness. That means he was blind at birth. He developed a very original holistic approach to healing and health and has launched years ago the Meir Schneider School for Self-Healing, which is a unique combination of therapeutic massage, movement, and natural vision improvement. And one reason we're having Meir on now is because he is having a very special free Zoom event this Friday at 4 p.m. where folks can ask questions and get answers about Meir's work. So welcome, Meir.
It's so nice to be on your show. I just want to tell you something, and that is that while in the past people thought that I shouldn't be crossing the street without a seeing eye dog, right now, on August of last year, I was able to renew my license for 5 more years, and I'm already driving for 39 years. So I have all the jokes in the world about that, and I enjoy each one of them. I like, what are the bumps on the road? And the answer is Braille for blind drivers. But nevertheless, I have a fantastic record of a driver, and I don't get any tickets, not even parking tickets lately. So I'm very proud of that achievement. I was known to be the blind kid of the two deaf parents, Ida and Abraham, in Tel Aviv. And these days, I'm visually active, and I read and write a lot. So I just want to say that I'm a good case. But to tell you another wonderful case I have.
And remember, we only have about 5 minutes left.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Meir, but
there's an amazing lady who took the medical treatment to its limit. She's an amputee of 2 of her legs, 1 of her arms. She's a lawyer in Sydney, and her eye was about to be soggy, to be completely non-existent. They removed 1 eye, and the other eye, she was about to lose it. And, you know, it's terrible when you have high pressure like glaucoma, but it's even as bad, if not worse, when the pressure completely goes away, and then you lose the eye. And we were able to increase her pressure, and she does with me Zoom appointments to keep her eye alive. So that's my latest big case that I had in terms of.
And so let me just tell the listeners who are not familiar with your work. Meir just shared a very dramatic story, but Meir's work is very helpful for everyone, including those of the millions of us that are on computers these days. Meir gives very simple exercises that you can do while you're sitting on your computer, as well as he has some very simple natural vision improvement exercises. And I wanted to remind listeners who may not remember, but Dick Gregory and Brother Bay were a big fan of Meir, and as well as other folks on WPFW, and took a lot of his advice, including walking backwards every day. But Meir, tell us a little bit about, and only have a few minutes left, some simple things that people can do, some of your natural vision improvement exercises that all of us need to be reminded of. So maybe just give us 2 or 3.
So when people look at a computer on a regular basis, they don't pay attention to many problems that are happening. One is that they forget that they have periphery. periphery without which we would never survive the jungle, and we are in modern life only for a short period of time. And when you don't pay attention to your periphery, you really strain your visual system, and you could easily lose it, like to high eye pressure, like glaucoma. So waving your hands to the side can really make a big difference, that because the periphery doesn't look, it sees. And before you know, we don't pay attention when we look at a smartphone to all that's around us. We don't pay attention when we look at a computer, and even when we read a book, we don't pay attention to the ceiling, to the floor, to the walls, and that leads to tremendous eye strain. The other thing is, we used to look at the distance a lot, and these days we look more from near and way too much for the eyes. So at least we need to compensate it by looking at the distance. And I really think the reason why so many people have cataracts has to do with looking so much from near. There is a real epidemic of nearsightedness and farsightedness that was acquired during the pandemic because people were looking from near a lot. So I'm sorry to say that I want to remedy all that by you looking again at the computer and looking at the Zoom, but there'll be so many wonderful questions of how to overcome eye problems, eye strain, and also I just want to widen it, how to prevent your back pain from building up. As Joni have hinted, we start to use muscles we normally don't use. When you walk backwards, you may save your knees from tremendous pain. You also may save your shoulders from slouching forwards all the time. So that's a very simple way. But the nice thing about the question and answer we're going to have this coming Friday is that we are going to answer a variety of questions from the whole world. And you may be informed much more than me just talking about it by seeing real people asking real questions. And I'm able to answer many of them in a way that really can help them, and through that educate you of how to work with common problems and then unusual problems. And that is very important to me. And we're doing it as a prelude to the fact that we're starting to come out, and we're going to have a training course in August teaching people to work on themselves and on others.
Wow. And so if people want to check it out, they should go to your website and tell us what your website is.
www.self-healing.org. Remember the hyphen. So it's www.self-healing.org, and they can click to events, and they can find our Zoom meeting. And if they can come from 1 to 2:15 Pacific time, 4 to 5:15 Eastern time, you would be able to participate either as a passive participant or hopefully as an active one, that you will unmute yourself when we ask you to do so, and we'll answer. We had people last time from Poland, from Romania, from Israel, from South America, and of course from the eastern area of the United States. And I want to answer anyone's question.
And you have a big following in Brazil as well.
Absolutely.
And I just want to also add that many members of our WPFW family have worked with Meir over the years. Not only Dick Gregory and Brother Bay, but people like Marcia Coleman Adebayo, who is heard on certain Wednesday mornings with Verna A.V. Brown, as well as Elise Bryant, who's with the Coalition of Labor Union Women, and many other people that are affiliated with WPFW have taken advantage of Meir's work, including myself. And as someone who has had challenges with my eyes also since birth, I greatly appreciate Meir's work. And again, he talks about helping to heal people with very difficult and complex problems, as well as people with simple problems, and he gives simple, natural healing therapies, such as we mentioned walking backwards, looking away from the computer, looking at a distance. Something that I do, you can do even when you're going on a walk, is look at far in the distance at some trees if you're blessed enough to have trees around you. Meir also recommends exposing your eyes to different kinds of light. So walking in the dark, not always putting on those sunglasses, but adjusting your eyes to the sun, to the dark, etc. So we continue to be proud of having Meir on as part of our WPSW family. Please check out his Zoom meeting this Friday at 4 o'clock DC time, and jump on and spread the word for people. I know I have countless people always contacting me about Meir's work, so help us to spread the word. Meir, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you on the computer on Friday at 4. And that's
wonderful. Thank you so much. And everybody, remember, your potential of improvement is much bigger than anyone else imagines you have. So come and learn how big it is.
And again, that website is schoolforself-healing.org. Schoolforself-healing.org. Thank you, Meir, and we'll see you Friday.
Bye-bye. Thanks.